Welcome, wrestling enthusiasts, to another gripping installment of Catching Up With. Tonight, we delve into the explosive highlights from NWA Power, NXT, Ring of Honor TV, and TNA Impact. Before we dive into the ring, let me extend a warm welcome to all our devoted fans. Make sure to mark your calendars for Saturdays, where we serve up your weekly dose of wrestling mayhem. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, Catching Up With is your one-stop destination. Enough preamble, let's gear up for the adrenaline-fueled journey ahead. Strap in tight and prepare to be swept away by the electrifying world of professional wrestling. NWA Power, May 28, 2024. Tom Latimer death. Jake Sterling, non-title. NWA National Champion Tom Latimer made his first in-ring appearance since capturing the title, securing a straightforward victory over Jake Sterling. Sterling had minimal offense, and the match was concise, setting the tone for Latimer's reign. Although his post-match promo was solid, some feel that Latimer isn't the most thrilling choice for this role. Kyle Davis interviewed Samoans of Savagery and the Kids. Kyle Davis revealed the Crockett Cup opponents for the Samoans of Savagery and the Kids. The Samoans of Savagery are set to face the Country Gentlemen, while the Kids will battle the Immortals. Despite passable promos, neither team is expected to advance far in the tournament. Daisy Kill and Talos Death. The Stu Crew, Crockett Cup first-round match. With Vampiro at ringside, Daisy Kill and Talos defeated the Stu Crew in a first-round Crockett Cup match. Although Vampiro has been scouting various talents, his interest in managing Kill and Talos was somewhat unexpected. The outcome was predictable due to the lack of familiarity with the Stu Crew, resulting in an okay match. Kyle Davis interviewed Billy Corgan, Tiffany Nieves, Rika Tejaka, and Joe Alonzo. Billy Corgan, often referred to as William Patrick Corgan on Power, made several announcements during this segment. Nieves and Tejaka will face La Rosa Negra and Ruthie J, with the winners challenging the Queen Bees for the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship. Additionally, NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Joe Alonzo will defend his title against Alex Taylor, making this a newsworthy segment. The Southern Six, Thrill Billy, Silas Mason and Kerry Morton, death. The Slime Balls, Crockett Cup first-round match. The Southern Six triumphed over the Slime Balls in a decisive Crockett Cup first-round match. While some fans might have preferred a more dominant squash, especially with Mason recently competing for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, the match was satisfactory. Taylor's post-match address regarding his upcoming junior heavyweight title opportunity was a nice addition. NWA Television Champion Max the Impaler death. Magic Jake Dumas. Max the Impaler defended the Men's Television Championship against Magic Jake Dumas. Despite also holding the NWA Women's Television Championship, Max's match against Dumas almost reached the 6-minute and 5-second time limit. Ultimately, Max secured the victory just before the time expired, concluding a decent main event. Overall show. The Crockett Cup remains the focal point of NWA programming, with expectations for match quality to improve as the tournament progresses. While the first-round matches have been predictable, they serve their purpose. Other storylines are also being developed, adding depth to the show. Despite its predictability, this episode of Power was serviceable, setting the stage for the upcoming Crockett Cup events, which were taped recently and will air in future episodes. NXT, May 28, 2024. Live from the electric atmosphere of the Capitol Wrestling Center, the anticipation is palpable as Ava stands in the ring, a mysterious red cloth concealing what appears to be the Women's North American Championship. With an infectious energy, she heralds the prowess of NXT's women's division, a realm where barriers are shattered, and history is continually rewritten. In just 2 weeks, the inaugural NXT NA Women's Champion will be crowned, a feat that promises to etch a new chapter in the annals of wrestling greatness. But before that momentous occasion arrives, tonight's proceedings hold a crucial juncture as the final contenders for the championship are to be determined. And to add to the excitement, a special guest graces the arena, none other than the electrifying sexy Red. As Red strides into the spotlight, Ava extends a warm welcome, acknowledging the significance of her presence. Yet, amidst the cheers, there's an air of anticipation as Red hints at a special announcement regarding Battleground. With the stage set, Ava unveils the coveted championship, igniting a flurry of emotions. Suddenly, the atmosphere crackles with tension as Tatum Paxley storms into the scene, her eyes fixed on the gleaming prize. A chaotic confrontation ensues as Tatum attempts to seize the title, only to be met with a ferocious assault from Mikan. The skirmish spills outside the ring, with Mikan unleashing a barrage of blows on Tatum, leaving a trail of mayhem in her wake. NXT North American Women's Championship Qualifier, Tatum Paxley vs. Mikan. In a gripping showdown, Mikan unleashes a barrage of punishment on Tatum, dominating the mat and asserting her dominance with relentless chops in the corner. With a series of calculated maneuvers, Mikan showcases her prowess, delivering a thunderous stomp after whipping Tatum across the ring. However, Tatum refuses to back down, retaliating with a precise strike to Mikan's gut. Intensity escalates as Tatum gains momentum, slamming Mikan into the corner and asserting her authority with a boot choke, all while catching the attention of Jada Parker, who observes from ringside. Just when it seems Tatum has the upper hand, Mikan executes a swift counter, sending Tatum crashing to the floor with a well-timed baseball slide dropkick, followed by a daring dive. Returning from the break, Mikan demonstrates her resilience, maneuvering Tatum into a precarious pinning position, breaking free from a tight body scissors hold. The momentum swings back and forth as both competitors showcase their athleticism and determination. Mikan's striking prowess is on full display, culminating in a devastating release German suplex and a series of punishing headbutts in the corner. Despite Tatum's valiant efforts, Mikan maintains control, executing a cannonball maneuver followed by a near fall. Tatum fights back with a display of strength, countering Mikan's defeat with a remarkable pump handle flip slam, narrowly missing the victory. The intensity reaches its peak as both competitors engage in a thrilling exchange, culminating in a dramatic roll-up attempt by Mikan, ultimately securing the victory with a decisive defeat. Winner, Mikan, time, 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Joe Coffey is caught backstage with Mark, discussing Ava's recent behavior. Despite her difficulties, they've only received a gentle reprimand. Joe clarifies the rule allowing only 2 individuals ringside, prompting an irate Aura Mensa to confront them about the attack on Noam Dar. Mark dismisses the accusation, asserting they'd never target Dar. Disappointed, Joe walks away with the coffees. Meanwhile, Aura suspects Trick's involvement, but Lash denies it, leading Aura to search for Trick elsewhere. We get a recap of last week's explosive confrontation between Lola Vice and Shayna. Shayna's subsequent pursuit of Vice culminated in Ava's decision to arrange an NXT Underground match for Battleground. Backstage, Lola, fueled by adrenaline, engages in shadowboxing when Ariana Grace, acting as a voice of reason, questions her intentions for another brutal NXT Underground match. Undeterred, Lola affirms her readiness, challenging Grace to witness her ferocity firsthand against the formidable Shayna. As Lola storms off, leaving Grace astounded, she mutters an expletive under her breath. Riley Osborne and Ridge Holland locked horns in a high-octane clash that had the crowd on the edge of their seats from the get-go. The initial exchanges saw both competitors vying for dominance, with Ridge asserting his strength early on by backing Riley into the ropes. However, Riley retaliated with a swift slap, setting the tone for a gritty showdown. Momentum shifted back and forth as Osborne unleashed a barrage of strikes, only to be met with Holland's punishing knees to the gut. Holland showcased his technical prowess with a judo takedown into a tight headlock, but Osborne refused to stay down for long, battling his way back to his feet. The intensity escalated as the match progressed, with Riley absorbing brutal chops and snap mares from Ridge, who seemed determined to wear down his opponent. Despite facing an uphill battle, Osborne demonstrated his resilience, countering Ridge's offense with a well-executed front facelock and a series of high-flying maneuvers. As the action spilled to the outside, both competitors pulled out all the stops in their quest for victory. Osborne's agility was on full display as he launched himself at Ridge with a breathtaking springboard takedown, only to be met with a devastating spear that sent him crashing through the ropes. With the match reaching its climax, Ridge unleashed a relentless onslaught, culminating in a thunderous avalanche and a release belly-to-belly suplex. Yet, just when it seemed like Ridge had the upper hand, Riley's resourcefulness came to the fore, as he evaded Ridge's attacks and delivered a stunning superkick that sent his opponent reeling. In a heart-stopping finale, Ridge managed to secure the victory with his signature move, the Redeemer, sealing the deal with a decisive 3-count. Despite the fierce competition, a display of sportsmanship followed, as Ridge extended a hand of respect to Riley, who chose to exit the ring, accompanied by his associate Duke, leaving the audience buzzing with anticipation for their next encounter. In an intense exchange, Kelly Kincaid confronts the OC regarding the elusive tag team champions. Carl Anderson, with a hint of frustration, reveals they've been met with radio silence. Luke Gallows expresses their fatigue from being sidelined and asserts their dominance with past title reigns, juxtaposing them against the current champions, Axiom and Fraser. With a mix of defiance and determination, Gallows vows to unleash relentless beatdowns until they secure a title shot. Anderson challenges the champions to either face them or keep evading. Exiting the scene, tensions linger, hinting at brewing backstage turmoil. Meanwhile, backstage, a disturbing scene unfolds as Ora Mensa is discovered battered, clutching his injured neck, raising questions about the perpetrator behind the assault. Edris Enof and Malik Blade stepped into the squared circle against the formidable duo of the OC, ready to showcase their skills and determination. Right from the bell, Anderson charged at Edris, but quick maneuvers led to Blade and Edris gaining early control, stunning Anderson with swift moves and earning a near fall. Blade's agility was on full display as he darted around the ring, keeping Anderson on his toes. However, the OC weren't ones to stay down for long. Gallows asserted dominance, wearing Blade down with a relentless chinlock, while Edris watched on, growing increasingly concerned. Gallows and Anderson worked in tandem, isolating Blade in their corner and unleashing a barrage of punishing strikes and powerful moves, leaving Blade reeling. Just when it seemed Blade might make a comeback, Anderson's distraction thwarted Edris's attempts to intervene, allowing Gallows to seize Blade and execute a devastating series of slams. But Blade's resilience shone through as he managed to tag in Enof, who exploded into action, unleashing a flurry of offense on the OC. Enof's momentum seemed unstoppable as he cleared the ring with lightning-fast kicks and a thunderous bulldog. Yet, the OC found an opening, countering Edris's aerial assault with a well-timed dodge, setting up for their signature move, the Magic Killer, sealing their victory. As the OC celebrated their win, Axiom and Fraser stormed the ring, delivering a message loud and clear: the OC might have won tonight, but their reign would soon face a formidable challenge at Battleground. Dante Chen reflects on his recent triumph over Lexus King, emphasizing his readiness for any opportunity that comes his way. He credits the unwavering support of the NXT universe for fueling his determination, promising to seize his next chance with equal fervor. Backstage, Chen is met with congratulations from his peers, only to be challenged by King, who dismisses his victory as a fluke. Despite King's taunts, Chen accepts the challenge for a rematch later that evening, undeterred by King's attempts to belittle his success. Meanwhile, a new arrival catches attention backstage as Roxy makes her entrance. Elsewhere, Trick expresses gratitude to Jay Vaughn for his support in the past week, emphasizing the need for their top performance. Their conversation is interrupted by the entrance of Sexy Red, who engages them in promoting her latest album. As they exchange pleasantries, Jay Vaughn proposes the idea of Red accompanying them in their upcoming bout against Gallus, to which she intriguingly responds, "Let's talk about it." The arena ignites as Roxy, a fiery force, strides confidently to the ring, seizing the mic with a commanding presence. In a declaration of undying commitment to the WWE title, she asserts herself as its true guardian, a distinction earned through years of unwavering dedication since her teenage years. Disdainfully, she highlights how the championship has been treated as a mere stepping stone by others, contrasting her steadfast devotion with their fleeting ambitions. Roxy's passion for the title is palpable as she recounts her journey, from its initial capture to the pinnacle of success at the grandest Stand and Deliver event. For her, the title symbolizes not just a future opportunity, but the epitome of greatness, a sentiment she feels is disregarded by the lack of respect shown in revealing her battleground opponent in such a manner. Yet, undeterred by the disrespect, she vows to meet the challenge head-on. Ava's interruption injects a new energy into the arena, as she acknowledges Roxy's prowess while teasing the looming threat at Battleground. And then, the electrifying moment arrives as Jordynne Grace, adorned with the TNA Knockouts title, emerges to a thunderous ovation. The crowd's astonishment mirrors the magnitude of this clash between two champions from different realms. With grace and determination, Jordynne Grace stakes her claim, recognizing Roxy's accomplishments while daring to challenge her supremacy. In a bold move, she sets her sights on the ultimate prize, ready to prove her mettle and potentially etch her name in history as a double champion. The stage is set for an epic showdown at Battleground, where these titans of the ring will clash in a battle for supremacy, each fueled by their own legacy and driven by the desire for glory. In an evocative vignette, Eddie Thorpe delves into the symbolic significance of fire for his culture. Contrary to its destructive connotations for many, Thorpe sees it as a spiritual gateway and a catalyst for healing among his people. After immersing himself in its flames for months, he emerges with a newfound purpose, poised to lead his family and all indigenous communities. He declares his spiritual rebirth with conviction. Backstage, tensions simmer as unresolved issues linger. Chase U is entangled in the aftermath of a heated match earlier. Andre attempts to defuse the situation, urging resolution, but Riley remains wary, voicing distrust towards Ridge. Duke acknowledges Riley's concerns, forming an alliance as they depart together. Meanwhile, Thea storms off in a separate direction, her frustration palpable. As Ridge approaches, he exchanges brief words with Chase, expressing gratitude for orchestrating the match, before departing, leaving unresolved tensions in his wake. In a high-octane clash at the Circle Arena, Ariana Grace faced off against the fierce Lola Vice in a battle that electrified the crowd from start to finish. Right out of the gate, Grace showcased her agility, deftly dodging Vice's aggressive advances and countering with precision. Grace's tactical maneuvers, including a backslide and a well-executed roll-up, kept Vice on her toes, earning her several close near falls. However, Vice demonstrated her raw power with a devastating axe kick and relentless corner assault, unleashing a barrage of strikes that left Grace reeling. Despite Vice's dominance, Grace refused to back down, rallying with a series of impactful moves including a thunderous suplex. The momentum seemed to shift in Grace's favor, but Vice's resilience proved unmatched. With a lightning-fast spinning back fist, Vice secured the victory in a thrilling climax, pinning Grace for the 3 count. Following her triumph, Vice wasted no time in issuing a bold challenge to Shayna, asserting her dominance with unwavering confidence. As tensions escalated, Shayna Baszler stormed the ring, but officials swiftly intervened, preventing a potential showdown between the two fierce competitors. In the aftermath of this exhilarating encounter, the stage is set for a showdown of epic proportions, as Vice's declaration sets the tone for what promises to be a showdown for the ages. Next we get a vignette introducing Carly Bright, a former cheerleader who transitioned her athletic prowess into the world of wrestling after graduating from the University of Minnesota with a Division I scholarship. She proudly declares her arrival as NXT's newest shining star, dubbed the Ray of Sunshine. Backstage, Natalya extends her congratulations to Carly alongside Carmen, only for the mood to sour as Izzy Dame barges in, spewing disrespect. Quick to defend her friend and the wrestling legend, Carmen shuts down Izzy's negativity, sparking a heated confrontation that erupts into a brawl. Meanwhile, Charlie Dempsey is seen intensely training, visibly grappling with the loss of the Heritage Cup and the sense of identity that accompanied it. Seeking guidance, Damon Kemp approaches Dempsey, who expresses the need for structure reminiscent of the D'Angelo family's organization to ascend to the summit of NXT. In a show of authority, Dempsey assigns Kemp a pivotal match for the following week, emphasizing the importance with a repetition of "Cap Ice" before departing. In the NXT medical area, tensions rise as Aura receives medical attention following an attack. Jakara emphasizes the urgency of uncovering the perpetrators behind these assaults, with Lash determined to extract answers from Trick, confident in his inability to deceive her. In a fierce showdown between Lexis King and Dante Chen, the ring crackled with electricity. Chen showcased his agility early, dodging King's charge and unleashing a barrage of strikes, followed by a stunning splash and a thunderous boot off the ropes. But King wasn't about to be outdone, countering with a swift kick and asserting his dominance over Chen with relentless aggression. With intensity escalating, King lifted Chen for a suplex, only to be surprised by Chen's quick thinking as he turned the tables with an inside cradle pin attempt. The action remained relentless as Chen hammered King with a flurry of strikes, only to meet the brute force of King's short arm lariat. The crowd held its breath as King executed a powerful jackhammer, but Chen managed to kick out at two, much to the disbelief of King. As tension soared, Chen seized an opportunity, executing a stunning crucifix pin to secure the victory in just under 2 minutes. However, the drama didn't end there. King, consumed by frustration, launched a vicious assault on Chen after the bell, unleashing a relentless onslaught both inside and outside the ring. With no mercy, King dragged Chen to the apron by his hair, delivering punishing strikes before executing a devastating coronation on the unforgiving edge of the mat, leaving Chen sprawled and battered in his wake. In a captivating segment, Josh Briggs reflects on his past ambitions, admitting they may have been too grand too soon. He opens up about the influence of his younger siblings and how their paths diverged, leaving him in search of his own identity despite some victories. However, Briggs asserts his determination to discover his true self, promising that his journey of self-discovery is far from over. Meanwhile, Shawn Spears observes Briggs' introspection with a knowing grin, approached by Kelly. Spears, recognizing a kindred spirit in Briggs, remarks on the troubling trend of uncertain youth in the wrestling scene. He sees potential in one such individual who lacks direction, drawing from his own experiences to offer guidance and assurance. Elsewhere backstage, tensions rise as the family strategizes against the looming threat of the NQCC. Tony takes charge, emphasizing the importance of overcoming their adversaries, likening their rivalry to a persistent ailment. With a blend of wit and determination, Tony steers his allies towards victory, confident they'll outmaneuver their opponents on their own terms. NXT North American Women's Championship Qualifier. Ren Sinclair vs. Kalani Jordan. Commentary, Fallon Henley. The showdown ignited with a classic lockup, Ren Sinclair asserting dominance with a swift headlock takedown. Their dance of athleticism unfolded, blending seamlessly into a display of mutual respect before the next lockup. Wristlocks were traded back and forth until Ren's decisive strike sent Kalani tumbling, only for Kalani to rally with a spectacular springboard arm drag and a precision dropkick. Just as the momentum swayed, Ren countered with a breathtaking X-Factor, yet Kalani's resilience sent her adversary sailing to the ringside, where a gravity-defying corkscrew crossbody awaited. The action surged back into the ring, with Ren narrowly escaping a splash attempt, countering into a near fall. Pin attempts volleyed between the competitors, each vying for supremacy until Kalani unleashed a back suplex followed by a picture-perfect split-legged moonsault, securing the 3 count. Winner, Kalani Jordan, time, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Post-match, Fallon's expression spoke volumes, hinting at potential tensions bubbling beneath the surface. Vic provides a rundown for NXT Battleground. Stevie Hunter confronts Ava's office about not being invited to the Women's Combine despite her hard work on NXT Level Up. She demands a chance similar to what Dante Chen received from Mr. Stone. Interrupted by Jordynne Grace, who offers a challenge to Stevie for a match next week. Gallus and other wrestlers make their way backstage. Wesley expresses mixed feelings about sharing the #1 Contenders win with Joe Coffey but asserts his determination to prove doubters wrong, with Oba Femi making a confident appearance. Scheduled for next week: Damon Kemp vs. Tony D'Angelo, Jordynne Grace vs. Stevie Turner, Thea Hale vs. Jasmine Nix. Exclusive insights into the coming clash between Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. Gallus vs. Trick Williams and Javion Evans. In a high-energy clash, Trick Williams kicks off the action by targeting Mark Coffey, locking him in a tight headlock before launching him into the ropes and executing a powerful body slam. The pace quickens as Javion Evans joins the fray with some agile springboard maneuvers, catching Joe Coffey off guard with a lightning-fast Rana. Outside the ring, Trick and Javion take a moment to flaunt their prowess alongside their ally, Red. As the match intensifies, Mark gains control with a seated chancery on Javion, but Evans refuses to stay down, battling back despite a brief technical glitch. Joe Coffey reasserts dominance with a series of punishing knee strikes, only to face a resilient counterattack from Evans, culminating in a crucial tag. Trick re-enters the fray with a flurry of offense, leveling both Coffey brothers with precision strikes and a well-executed double runnage, narrowly missing a victory. The action reaches a fever pitch as Joe Coffey attempts to utilize the championship belt as a weapon, only to be thwarted by Red's intervention, allowing Evans to dive fearlessly onto his opponent outside the ring. With momentum on their side, Trick Williams delivers the decisive blow, sealing the victory with his signature trick shot maneuver. Winners: Trick Williams and Javion Evans. Match duration: 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Following the intense showdown, tension mounts as Lash confronts Trick Williams, demanding answers regarding recent attacks on Gnome and Aura. Before Trick can respond, the arena plunges into darkness, signaling the shocking arrival of Ethan Page. Page wastes no time in making his presence felt, viciously assaulting Trick and claiming responsibility for the previous assaults. With a chilling warning, Page hoists the NXT title triumphantly, signaling a potentially tumultuous future for the division. As the dust settles, the night draws to a dramatic close. Ring of Honor TV, May 30, 2024. Location: Rogers Arena, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Commentators: Ian Riccoboni, Caprice Coleman. The slow journey to death before Dishonor continues with about 2 months remaining before the show. While it's too early to anticipate major developments, some early hints about the card are beginning to surface. Athena appears poised to defend her women's title against Queen Aminata, though that showdown may be reserved for the pay-per-view. Let's dive into the action. Opening sequence. The show kicks off with a rundown of the card. Athena vs. Vita Van. This bout is a non-title proving ground match, meaning that if Van can either win or survive the 10-minute time limit, she will earn a future title shot. Athena immediately backs Van into the corner and secures an early 2 count with a leg sweep. Van responds with an armbar, but Athena takes the fight to the floor and delivers a powerful powerbomb. Back in the ring, Athena lands a low superkick, taking a moment to pose and adding a few slaps for good measure. Van fights back, pushing Athena to the floor, with the latter returning favoring her foot/ankle. Once back inside, a single powerful right hand from Athena ends the match at 350, marking the only significant move she made upon re-entry. Kingdom vs Jacoby Watts/Nick Comoroto. In another proving ground match, the Kingdom attacked Nick Comoroto right from the start, super kicking him into the corner without much resistance. Comoroto managed to fight back with headbutts, but was quickly countered with a dropkick. When Comoroto skinned the cat, he received a brief positive reception, but Mike Bennett's forearm drove him back into the corner. A double clothesline took down the champions, and Comoroto executed some impressive slams. However, instead of tagging in Jacoby Watts, Comoroto engaged in a conversation with him, which led to Comoroto walking into a Death Valley driver and just the tip, allowing Matt Taven to secure the pinfall at 321. Notably, Watts never entered the match or even removed his cowboy hat. Post-match, Watts circled the ring and berated Comoroto, questioning if he wanted to feel like a loser. Serpentico vs Brady Roberts. Serpentico started aggressively, landing several strikes and an early super kick for a 2 count. Brady Roberts managed to score a takedown and hit a neckbreaker for his own 2 count, with the commentary highlighting Roberts' TV appearances. Despite a front face lock keeping Serpentico down temporarily, Serpentico rebounded with a running chop in the corner. He followed up with another super kick and a reverse sling blade, setting up a swanton bomb. La Magistral then secured the victory for Serpentico at 427. Marina Shaffer promo. Marina Shaffer demanded to be questioned about why she is known as the problem. She asserted that the reason is simple, because she says so. Shaffer warned that failing to address a problem only makes it worse, delivering her message with a definite sense of foreboding. Red Velvet vs Kel. Despite Kel's towering presence, she mocked Red Velvet's stature, only to be swiftly kicked in the shin. Velvet followed up with a running forearm, and the final slice secured a quick victory for Velvet at 148. The match left viewers wanting more, akin to needing more Keenan in a classic sketch. Post-match, Athena's music played, serving as a distraction while Billy Starks rushed in to ambush Velvet, laying her out. Zack Knight vs Sebastian Wolf. Zack Knight, embracing a very stereotypical British persona, took an extended period to disrobe before the match. At the bell, he immediately knocked down Sebastian Wolf and expressed displeasure at Wolf's attempts to chop him. Knight delivered a slightly delayed suplex for a 2 count, followed by a lariat for another 2 count, both times pulling Wolf up himself. Knight's intensity was on full display as he finished the match with a running right hand at 148, his sheer aggression proving more than enough for the win. In the clash between Lee Johnson, Aaron Solo, and Action Andretti, the ring saw a flurry of action. Solo, initially brimming with energy, found himself ejected from the ring early on, followed by Johnson. Meanwhile, Andretti and Johnson engaged in a series of roll-ups, each earning near falls. Solo re-entered the fray, disrupting Andretti's dive and initiating a frenzied exchange of stomps in the corner. Johnson returned, only to receive a kick to the head, setting up Solo's top rope double stomp on Andretti. The dynamic shifted swiftly as Solo found himself outside after a dive from Johnson, who was then blindsided by Andretti's aerial assault. Inside the ring again, Andretti showcased his agility with a double handspring elbow followed by a barrage of chest kicks. Despite Johnson's evasion of Andretti's signature moves, Solo intervened, preventing Andretti's victory. However, Solo fell prey to Johnson's big shot drop, leading to Johnson's triumph by pinfall at 638. In a clash between premier athletes and Bollywood boys, tensions flared as the athletes interrupted the boys' pre-match dance routine. Harv of the boys found himself isolated early on, but a swift return from Gerv shifted momentum. However, the athletes regrouped, with Nice and Divery targeting Harv with a flurry of offense. Gerv attempted to turn the tide with a spirited comeback, but a cheap shot from Nice paved the way for the athletes' victory, sealed by a pump-handle driver at 6:52. Following the match, the athletes continued their assault until the timely intervention of the infantry. As anticipation mounts for Dalton Castle vs Kyle Fletcher for the TV title, viewers were treated to a preview. The showdown between Workhorsemen and Top Flight was marked by intense back-and-forth action. Darius and Henry jostled for arm control, with Darius securing several near falls. Drake showcased his prowess with a series of chops before Dante entered the fray with an ankle scissors. Amidst the chaos, Drake's sick kick earned a close 2 count, but Darius rallied with a double DDT. A well-timed tag brought Dante into the fray, delivering a decisive swinging half-Nelson slam to secure the victory at 7:41. And that ends the show. TNA Impact, May 30, 2024. Location, Megacorp Pavilion, Newport, Kentucky. Commentators, Matthew Rewoldt, Tom Hannafan. As against all odds looms ever closer, anticipation mounts for the finalization of the card. The atmosphere crackled with excitement as Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace was announced as the next contender for NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez. This unexpected development sets the stage for what promises to be an electrifying event, sparking speculation about potential surprises yet to come. The action kicked off with a riveting encounter between Chris Bay and Ace Austin. From the opening bell, both competitors displayed an intense desire to dominate. Bay and Austin grappled fiercely, each vying for an early advantage. Bay gained momentum with a calculated move, driving Austin into the corner before executing a clean break. However, Austin quickly retaliated, seizing control with a headlock takedown, applying pressure on Bay. Refusing to succumb, Bay countered with precision, transitioning into an arm drag followed by an ankle scissors. The back and forth continued, with both men unleashing a barrage of attacks. Austin showcased his resilience with a snap suplex, earning a near fall. The pace intensified as Bay rallied back, countering Austin's offense with a spinebuster. Undeterred, Austin unleashed a devastating super kick, flooring Bay outside the ring. Yet, Bay demonstrated his resilience, returning with a thunderous dropkick. The momentum swung back and forth, with each competitor refusing to relent. Austin's springboard spinning kick found its mark, but Bay countered the ensuing pin attempt, securing a surprise reversal for the victory. In a thrilling contest lasting 10 minutes and 4 seconds, Chris Bay emerged triumphant, seizing the moment with a well-earned victory. In the aftermath, Austin embraces him, playfully hinting at a betrayal, but all ends well. In the bout between Sia Brookside and Steph DeLander, the latter, towering in size, asserts dominance early, while Brookside struggles to execute a Hurricane Rana. DeLander gains momentum with a fall-away slam but falls prey to Brookside's head scissors. The threat of Brookside's running knees drives DeLander out of the ring, where she attempts to wield a chair, inadvertently involving PCO. PCO intervenes, allowing Brookside to secure a roll-up pin in just under 5 minutes. Following the match, DeLander confronts PCO, who offers her a gesture of affection in the form of a heartwarming card. Grateful, DeLander tucks the card into her attire, eliciting satisfaction from PCO. The broadcast shifts to Jordynne Grace's appearance on NXT, setting the stage for her NXT Women's Title Challenge at Battleground on June 9th. Additionally, Grace is scheduled to face Stevie Turner on NXT the following week, a sight deemed peculiar. An interruption by First Class during Laredo Kid segment leads to an announcement. AJ Francis is slated for a digital media title opportunity the next week, promptly followed by Francis delivering a decisive blow. An encounter between Big Con and Jake Something results in an impromptu match being arranged for the following week. Con advises Something to disregard Diener's influence, warning of potential consequences, while Something instructs Diener to abstain from interference. The next match sees Jonathan Gresham pitted against Sami Callihan. Callihan takes control early, resorting to underhanded tactics to thwart Gresham's advances. Despite a spirited comeback by Gresham, Callihan's power and resilience dominate much of the bout. However, a well-timed low blow from Gresham, coupled with a sunset flip, secures him the victory in just over 12 minutes. In a recent sit-down interview, Gail Kim delves into the return of Giselle Shaw, who has taken time off to recuperate from injuries and recharge. With a sense of renewal, Shaw expresses a feeling of starting afresh as Kim probes her motives for making a comeback. Kim's advice to Shaw is clear: re-enter the fray as a knockout and make her presence felt from the get-go, starting with the upcoming week. As the focus shifts to the impending Against All Odds event, tensions simmer backstage. The departure of one group is swiftly replaced by the entrance of Frankie Kazarian, asserting his claim to the title of the King of TNA. In the ring, Mike Santana clashes with Steve Macklin in an intense bout, marked by a struggle for wrist control. Macklin gains the upper hand with a series of elbow strikes, but Santana retaliates with resilience, countering with a cutter and a sit-out F5. The match escalates with high-flying maneuvers and near falls until the interference of the Rascals leads to a disqualification. Meanwhile, Lars Fredriksson and Danny Luna offer advice to Jody Threat, urging her to refocus her efforts. In another match, Mustafa Ali faces off against Leon Slater, with Ali emerging victorious after a hard-fought battle. Outside the ring, tensions rise as Moose searches for his target, Matt Hardy. In the midst of the action, Rewalt and Hannafan provide a rundown of the upcoming Against All Odds card. The evening culminates in a showdown between Eddie Edwards and Joe Hendry, with Alicia Edwards and Brian Myers in their respective corners. Despite a spirited effort from Hendry, Eddie secures the victory with a well-timed maneuver, claiming the pinfall at the 12-minute mark. In an unexpected turn of events, Moose locates Matt Hardy, igniting a fierce brawl. The confrontation escalates as Moose encircles a chair around Matt's head, delivering a decisive blow with another chair, effectively concluding the show. The sudden conclusion leaves viewers startled by the intensity of the encounter. Value of wrestling promotional considerations. Attention wrestling enthusiasts. Prepare for an exhilarating dive into the heart-pounding realm of professional wrestling. Ensure you're tuned in, subscribed, smashing that like button, and activating notifications to catch every electrifying moment. Weekly schedule. Monday AMP, Friday. Live reviews of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown with your hosts Big Time and Paulus Clark. Tuesday. New Japan Rebound podcast hosted by Miguel Z. Wednesday. Live review of AEW Dynamite. Thursday. Week in Preview podcast covering every major show from Thursday to the following week's Wednesday. Saturday. Catching up with podcast recapping the week in NWA Power, NXT, Ring of Honor TV, and the latest episode of TNA Impact. Sunday. Weekly Roundup podcast at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Big Time, Paulus Clark, and Miguel Z. Dive into the week in wrestling, breaking news, major storylines, and insightful commentary. From the bottom of our collective hearts, we thank you for giving us a little of your time and attention. You could be spending it anywhere, and we are so happy you are taking this journey and discussion with us. You are our tribe, let's continue to grow together. Stay connected, stay engaged, and let's make every week unforgettable in the world of professional wrestling.